Time for all these dates in now.
Everybody pull the mics up close. Put your headphones on. Remember, if you can't hear yourself in the headphones, they can't either. Now you don't hear yourself now because I haven't turned the mics on, but once I do, just remember that.
Okay. I'm gonna share this on the Facebook page, our Facebook page.
All right, everybody, get ready. KLK 102.5 FM. Good morning to you on your Tuesday. It's July 1st, 2025. This is part 2 of Community Conversations, and joining us in the studio, we have some very special guests. The mom didn't really need no introduction, but she's going to get one anyway. We have joined us Shanquetta Cunningham, who is the visionary behind the Over a Cup initiative, CARES grants and services, just so many things that are focused on uplifting our community, especially our Black women in the community. But got a new venture that they're going to be talking about, Delivered by Legacy Company, and this is a social media adventure. And of course, joining us in the studio are her lovely daughters, Taylor, Tabitha, and Tessa Cunningham. So again, the company.
It's Tori.
And Tori. Okay.
All the T's.
I know after all these years, I'm still working. I've almost got them down. See, Junior's the easiest. It's just only one of them. All right, so I'm going to put this up on the screen. This is Delivered by Legacy Company. We post like it's our job because it is. And of course, you can find them on Facebook and Instagram, Delivered by Legacy Company. So we're just going to go ahead and jump in and get started. So Shanquetta, kind of tell us what this is and what inspired it.
So COVID presented an opportunity and a skill that I needed to build with the initiatives you just shared. We went, virtual in so many ways, but that also meant learning how to manage social media from a business standpoint that I never knew I needed. And from there, working with Taylor too and showing her the ropes from the Over a Cup page, CARES Group Consulting page, the YouTube page, LinkedIn. God just gave us an organic way to build up our followings to where even working now with the New Life page, and just other pages, we have been able to use now what we started just in support of building my businesses to now being able to use that skill set to offer social media management to small micro businesses, nonprofits, individuals that want to build their brand, and any organization that knows that the power of social media presence, because we can't escape it.
And that's true. I mean, there's so many social media platforms these days. You got your legacy ones like Facebook and Instagram. And of course, now you have TikTok, even though 1 minute is possibly banned, the next it isn't. But it's still a very big platform. And there's just so many others. So I'm going to go ahead and start with Taylor next, because obviously the youth here at the table, are more social media savvy than us older people. And I'm obviously the oldest one in the room, and I'm not ashamed of that. I can remember the transition when there was no social media to when social media was in its infancy and to where it is now. I even remember some of the legacy social media networks like Black Planet,
MySpace,
College Club, and all of that. But from your standpoint, Taylor, I'm also bringing your sisters in. Just going to talk about the importance of having a good social media background for your business or company to make sure that your message is getting out there. And of course, pull the mic close to you. Remember, if you can't hear yourself in the mic, they can't hear us either.
All right, well, social media is very important. It puts your business on a global and international scale. And as you can see, like even just looking at different businesses that are on social media, it boosts your sales. It boosts it boosts everything. It boosts your views, and it just allows you to be able to get your products out there, get your brand out there in marketing, and Yeah, it's very important to have social media, because if you don't have social media, you're not going to have any coverage, and people aren't going to know who you are or what you do.
All right, let's bring in your sisters. Any comments that you want to add to that?
As Taylor said, social media is really important, especially for the younger generation, because that's where a lot of people get their information from. They're not going to read it from the newspaper. So social media is great for marketing for the younger generation, especially if you want them to work jobs, be involved in clubs, activities, anywhere.
Okay, you have any thoughts you want to add?
I mean, as
You
both,
can tilt that mic down a little bit so you don't have to kind of stretch to reach it. There you go.
but as both Tapta and Taylor said, yes, it's a very important thing to have. And I mean, we kids, all we do is like sit on our phones in our beds, just scrolling through or
Oh, really?
anything like that.
Oh, I do it too. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. All right, all right, so what's your favorite social media network?
Instagram for me.
IG,
YouTube.
YouTube,
YouTube.
Taylor?
Instagram.
Oh, TikTok's mine, so.
Uh,
But
I'm
that
not a
actually
fan of
proves a
TikTok.
point here, because as you see, each one of us said a different. And what's your Shankwim? I don't want you to feel left out.
Now LinkedIn.
LinkedIn. But okay, but you see, so we basically got 5 different answers. 5. So that just it shows the importance, of having that. And of course, one thing that I would personally recommend is, if you are a company, an organization, a brand, keep your name on social media consistent across platforms. So when people ask, I just tell people it's KLEK FM on everything. Pick which one you want to go on. Just type in KLEK FM. That way people don't have to memorize different handles for different platforms. I'll just kind of give this quick little commentary on how social media has helped KLEK. What we're doing right now. So obviously KLEK, when we first launched in 2015, I mean, Facebook was out there, but they hadn't unveiled streaming yet. So what we had to do back then, we would have to record interviews like this, and then as soon as the interview was done, we uploaded it and people could watch then. But now having the ability to do it in real time, not only that, to go live stream community events, breaking news things, D9 events for our community that other outlets may not necessarily do. And of course, that's a whole conversation in itself. But by having that, it has expanded KLEK's reach, because obviously radio is a legacy form of media. I like to say that KLEK is kind of like the foundation that gave the legitimacy, and everything else was built on top of that. But again, I don't want to make this necessarily about KLEK, just using us as an example. So let's kind of go a little bit into a little bit more specific on what some of the services that you all offer.
Awesome. Would you like to share, Tori?
The services we offer, we're a social media management platform, and we do flyers and we make flyers, and we offer, just a great deal and a great bunch.
Yes, we post on social media. If you have anything that you want us to share, we'll share that. We offer 3 posts a week, and those posts can be geared toward whatever event you have, or if you have a sale going on, we'll do that too, or just whatever. It's tailored towards what you do as a business.
Of course, I just want to add in, because this is something that obviously will be important to different clients, is actually creating content. Because you may run across someone who says, well, I'm busy running my organization, I'm busy doing this, I don't have time to sit and think about what to post. But you all can cover that, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So what's our tagline, Tabitha?
We post like it's our job, because it is.
And of course,
Even
for
though
those
Tori
watching on
answered
our
it.
live feed, I'm dropping the logo right now. And of course, they just said we post like it because we post like it's our job, because it is.
Yeah.
All right, so kind of want to switch this just a little bit to the nonprofit space, because obviously, kind of like I mentioned, radio was my foundation. Doing nonprofit work is your foundation. And of course, nonprofits, obviously, we probably struggle the most with social
Absolutely.
media, because again, it's mainly volunteers, or the budget is limited. So how could nonprofits benefit from this?
Certainly. So I know from experience too, when you have low to no budget for marketing, and still recognize that you do need to amplify your message on social media. Again, God kind of organically allowed that transference of skills of communication to where we built our pages. And so now wanting to share that with nonprofits, especially for profits to micro businesses, solo businesses, because the reality is that you need to have more time, especially with nonprofits, because you wear so many hats to fulfill your program mission, your services, go to events, and then you realize like, oh man, I forgot to share this, or I don't know how to word this, or really amplify, this impact. Well, this is where I leverage that skill set from a consultant, but working with the girls and their skill sets with flyer management and content creation. And we do that work for you, because one less thing that you do allows you to do more of what you really want to do. So if you are a nonprofit organization, a faith-based institution, or you're building your own brand, or like I said, what micro means that you may be the only person running your business, or you and the partner. If you can alleviate that part of to say, hey, here's the work, here are the pictures, we don't have to think about it. Allow us to leverage all of our skill sets. One of my daughters, Tori, is great at videos. Taylor and Tabitha great at coordinating and flyers. Myself with communication and really knowing what would work for that message. And so we leverage all of that with Delivered by Legacy Co. And indeed ready to service you. Right now we do operate, I will let Taylor, how do we operate? So how do we intake clients?
We have a waitlist form that you can fill out. You can find it on our Facebook page.
What's the name of that page? Come on, Taylor.
Delivered by Legacy Co. Yes.
And the importance of that is the girls have some all-star girls, academically, athletically, socially, there in everything. And so we want to ensure we manage capacity. So we are only working with a select number of individuals who are ready and committed. There is a 3-month commitment for us to work with you and your organization, because we do have to have time for things to work, and for us to really build that brand and foster that engagement. And so knowing that it also is working with clients that want to be in that commitment, and then us realizing the capacity to be able to best serve our clients.
Okay, and one thing I wanted to bring up, we recently just had the Nonprofit Summit, and the big focus of the Nonprofit Summit was AI and how it is changing things. So how will you all use AI tools to do what you need to do for your clients? And I see you pointing at the...
Yeah, Tabitha, Tori, you want to take it? How we're using AI?
We use AI to help post content and just give feedback on how to do certain things better for our flyers. And it really helps us and gives us more ideas as well.
Good.
Anybody else want to add to that?
Yes, like she said, we use it to help with our posts. Of course, AI can be a little inhuman sometimes, so we do edit that. But also we use it to compile notes and do research and things of that sort.
Okay, and do you all offer flyer design? Because that may be something that a client may need, not just posting the flyer, but actually designing it.
Yes, we do all that through Canva, and
Yeah.
Good. We do offer just if you do not want to just have us manage your social media brand, we do have the ancillary services to where if you need us to develop your e-flyers, we can do that for you with a 48-hour turnaround. Also, was just if you want to hire us or to just write a content message, you just had a conference. Because even if you put things into Chat GPT or something, there's still, again, as Taylor said, a human element. And so we merge that gift of communication with that, so we can offer that to you as well. But again, our primary service is social media management. We know that anyone and everyone does that now, but if it's something, it's kind of like going to a restaurant. We know that most people, 99% of us can cook, but we go to the restaurant. But we go to the restaurant, right, because it allows us to get something that we need that we just can't do or have the time for. And so that's what we offer with Delivered by Legacy Code. We want to just take something off of you so that you can do something else that really has need of you. But also we just have a uniqueness. Again, managing over 7 pages right now organically. We didn't go to school for this. But they're actually learning this in school, and we're putting that all together.
Okay, so let me ask this question. Let's say you have a client like, I'm not necessarily interested in you managing my social media, or at least not doing it full time. Can you kind of train me, give me some best practices for me to do it myself? Would that be something that you would offer, kind of like just kind of training a person to manage social media?
Not right now as far as training, but we can set a consulting hour. And so with you all, with anyone, if you want to just get some tips as we review your page, we can certainly do that.
Awesome. As you said, awesome.
Right.
Well, again, it is Delivered by Legacy Company. We post like it's our job, because it is. And of course, once again, I am dropping the flyer for those watching on our Facebook Live. And of course, social media is very important. So you want to make sure that you have the best content that's out there. And of course, one thing that having a good social media management can also do for you, because a lot of people don't realize there are a lot of rules of engagement. Algorithms respond differently to different types of content. Even like what time the content is posted can have an impact. So let's kind of touch on that just a little bit as we wind down our last couple minutes.
That's great. We actually had this discussion yesterday because for a client, we use research, and so we look at what's the best times to post on LinkedIn. Like right now, we're managing a client who only wants to be on LinkedIn. And so, like for Tuesdays and Thursdays, it tells us between 8 and 4 p.m. That's your high volume content. On Wednesdays around noontime. And so we're studying that as well. So we're not just posting. Ensure that when we see the times or the dates, we know, why. And there's a strategy. There's always a method behind the message.
All right. Anyone else want to add to that? Chime in? Don't be shy.
That's our call to action.
Well, if nobody else has something, I'll go ahead and finish this off. Once again, it's Delivered by Legacy Company. We post like it's our job, because it is. And you can find them on Facebook and Instagram. Just look up Delivered by Legacy Co. And of course, you can also stop by the Over a Cup /Cares Group office right here in the KLEK building, 1411 Franklin Street, Jonesboro, Arkansas. I'm sure that Shanquetta and the family would love to speak to each and every one of you. All right, that's going to do it for this part of Community Conversation. You guys have a great and blessed day. This is the KLEK 102.5 FM.
Oh, yeah, I did great. You all did great. No, I was